Losing time, I'm fading fast. I just wanna make it last. Try to let go of the past. I close my eyes, embrace the blast. Sleepless nights and headache stack. Restlessness to hell and back. What's my purpose? What do I grab? A slippery surface, a heart attack. And sometimes you just gotta believe there's something that'll give you relief. There's something that'll have what you need, what you need. We're broken, it's tragic, we're not all elastic, but maybe there's magic, believe you could have it. And I know of sadness, the anxious and panic, the infinite vastness of all that is blackness.
The AFib Show brings you stories, interviews, lifestyle coaching, and information meant entirely for those with atrial fibrillation, atrial flutter, troublesome ectopic beats, or other heart rhythm disturbances.
Always do it on my own, so I gotta get through it. And the only thing I know is to love what I'm doing. Never give up, never slow, till I finally prove it. Never listen to the no's, I just wanna keep moving. Keep my head up when I act, head up, that's a fact. Never looking back, I'ma keep myself on track. Keep my head up, staying strong, always moving on. Feel I don't belong, tell my thoughts to move along. Push myself to be the best, die with no regrets. Live with every breath, see my message start to spread. And I had so many dreams, then you hit your teens. Life ain't really what it seems, try to find out what it means. Always do it on my own, so I gotta get through it. And the only thing I know is to love what I'm doing. Never give up, never slow, till I finally prove it. Never listen to the no's, I just wanna keep moving. Yeah, I put out all this art, it's my only medicine. Yeah, everything I do, I'm just being genuine. Yeah, I'm sick of being screwed, feel my own adrenaline. Yeah, I do just what I do, and I hope you let me in, yeah.
Okay, AFibers, it's time. Let's go live with Big Northern Bear.
I'm grateful, oh yeah, able, oh yeah, I'm stable, oh yeah, no label, oh yeah, you know me, I have only a past, I'm lonely.
Good evening, folks. It's Wednesday night, and I seriously doubt many people are going to show up, given that I didn't alert my email list. This is like really last minute impromptu live stream for me, and it's a Wednesday night, which YouTube tells me is the absolute worst time to catch any of my audience. So basically, I just have like thoughts inside me I want to get out, and that's the nature of the way I cope with stuff sometimes. And it's been so helpful for me for the past 2 years to be able to just talk about my feelings with my audience here on YouTube. Tomorrow, I'm sorry this isn't an AFib episode. I don't know if I'm confusing people by moving all the brain cancer stuff to its own channel. And I realize that's confusing some people, but what it doesn't confuse is the YouTube search engine, which we have to keep it happy or the subscribers stop happening. So I've been moving videos from one channel to the other, so each is in its proper channel. We have Big Northern Bear Battles Brain Cancer. I've been putting all the brain cancer stuff. And then my original channel here is Big Northern Bear Battles AFib is now the name. And I'm going to keep them that way going forward. So for simplicity's sake, if you just want to watch all my stuff, go sign up to my email alerts at tickertalks.ca. Click the email alerts. You can sign up. You'll just get an email for every video I put out, except for this particular one. Tonight's a special night. So I'm just going to dump what's on my mind, even though I realize there's nobody around to chat with tonight, which I mean, I always enjoy chatting with folks, but that's okay. I'm just, as you all know, I'm facing something in my life. I'm dealing with brain cancer. And so, first, let me talk about the heart stuff. The big thing I've been doing for my heart is just eating better and doing a ton of walking. And given all the medications I'm on for this brain cancer and all my body has been through the last 6 weeks, I have to say that the walking's really done the trick. So, all those videos I made where walking is the best exercise, I believe I'm proving that true right now. So I did one video where I actually walked and filmed the video. I don't know if you saw it, but really, walking is absolutely king, especially when it comes to recovery. I mean, walking is one of the few things I can do that don't leave me completely exhausted and needing a nap right now. So I can go for a walk. I feel refreshed after. My thoughts are more clear for a few hours. Since the craniotomy, I've had when I get tired, my mind gets rather cloudy and it becomes hard to focus on conversations and that. So the walking has been just the thing to help with that. So it's good for your brain and your heart, apparently. Just go for a walk. I mean, it's low barrier to entry. So, the big news for me is tomorrow morning, I finally get with a team of cancer doctors. So, I mean, we've been waiting quite a while. So, I have a login to the hospital, my chart feature, so I can examine my records anytime. I saw the appointment pop up a few days ago, and they called me and confirmed. And this morning, a very nice lady called and introduced herself as an oncologist who will be meeting with me tomorrow. And so she was just getting history from me about my family history with cancer, which is rather extensive, and how long ago I started feeling symptoms. In my mind, I started feeling the symptoms about 4 months ago. I thought Apple spell check on my phone was messing with me, and I would just complain about how bad spell check was, always changing the words I was typing, especially to all the Apple fanatics at work who were not experiencing this problem. It turned out that was probably in my head, so I feel like that's the earliest sign of the brain tumor was going back about 4 months. And I had this problem during my travels through Europe. So really, as far as timing goes, I mean, got the travel through Europe done, got back to Canada when all this was discovered. So I mean, I'm glad to have had that life experience and that it wasn't ruined by early discovery of the tumor while I was in Europe, because I don't know what they would have done for me at that point. They probably just flown me home and dealt with it here, just like happened. So it's about 5 weeks since the surgery, since the craniotomy. They took a 3.5 centimeter tumor out of my head. The diagnosis is xanthro or pleomorphic xanthoastrocytoma, which is usually a pediatric cancer. But in children, it's usually grade 2. In me, it's grade 3, so it's more aggressive. The doctor let it spill a bit this morning on the phone. I'm likely facing some sort of extended treatment, so that's probably chemo or radiation. I have no idea. But the team they have assembled for me tomorrow, there's an oncologist, there's another doctor who's some sort of microbiologist who's really looking at the cellular structure of the tumor, and they're going to have input. And there's a neurosurgeon meeting me tomorrow. I hope that means I'm not having another surgery so soon, because I don't feel ready for that yet. Um, so I'm meeting with the neurosurgeon tomorrow. Everything I can find online about the PXA, which I'll just call it for short, my type of cancer, it's about a 5-year survival rate of about 50% for us grade 3 people. So that's way better news than the glioblastoma they originally thought I had. Yeah, so we got a few people in the chat there. Thanks, Marco. I'm feeling much better. I'm feeling much more recovered. I'm really kind of jonesing to get back in the weight room. And I don't know when that'll happen, to be honest. But the other thing I really miss is just being able to drive myself somewhere, because right now I'm not allowed to drive. And it drives me nuts. I mean, my wife is so sweet. She's driving me everywhere, but just that feeling that you have to ask someone to take you someplace when your whole life you've just gotten your truck and gone where you wanted. That's that's been tough on me, like mentally. It just um, So I'm hoping tomorrow the doctors give me medical clearance to drive again. Um, so, hello Nashville. Happy to have you. Hey Doug. Nashville. I never got to Nashville. Nashville sounds like my kind of town, though. I'd probably enjoy myself a lot in Nashville. So, thanks. Happy to have you join the live stream. Everyone, I appreciate all your good wishes. I am feeling better. I'm starting to feel ready for whatever lies ahead with this cancer diagnosis. So, we'll just see what lies ahead. I'm prepared for whatever they say. I mean, when I was young, when I was 10, I got to spend 2 years watching my dad slowly die of cancer, okay? So I know what that road looks like. And I'm not eager to walk it, but I understand. I'm not going in blind and wondering. I just know. Um, Not your next door neighbor. I used to work with your wife. She might be watching at the moment. Thanks. Sending healing vibes your way. I appreciate it. Um, I'll let her know. I'll let her know. She'll watch the chat after, I'm sure. So here, let me throw it on the big screen for her. So yeah, so tomorrow is the cancer center is in Hamilton. It has one of the best reputations in the whole country, the Dravinsky Cancer Center, and they're part of McMaster Health Sciences, which again, leading national team. So really, as far as professional, I really lucked out. I mean, I'm getting the best possible care in the whole country, I feel like. I felt that way going through my surgery. I felt I was in really capable hands. When I was laying on the surgery table and they put my head in the not in the clamp, but I could see the clamp was behind me that they were going to do it. And I met with the medical team just for 5 minutes before the surgery. And by the end of that 5 minutes, when they were putting the mask on my face to knock me out, I literally went under with zero fear. I felt, okay, if anyone's going to bring me through this unbroken, undamaged, and alive, it's these people. So I had zero fear. Before I met them, I worried, am I going to wake up with less mental function than I had previously? All those fears vanished when I talked to them. So when they put the mask on me, they said, "Are you ready?" I'm like, "Yeah, let's do it." I really felt ready. I just wanted to get it over with at that point. So it was the best feeling in the world. Really, though, the nightmare started when I came out of anesthetic. That was very hard on me. I had a really hard time until the anesthetic left my system. It took about 24 hours for it all to leave my system for whatever reason. And during those 24 hours, I had every second heartbeat was a PVC that was like quite painful. So whatever that did set off my ectopic beats. And because I had the fresh cut through my head, every ectopic beat, I could feel it squeezing in my head. It was just nasty. So that was like just a terrible night. And I'm really glad that's behind me now. So, um, so I'm sort of in this mixed place in my head about tomorrow, because I know I'm not having answers to your question drives you crazy, okay? The only thing that can drive you more crazy is what are those answers going to be? So, because I've just been trying to be my own doctor at this point, going into my chart online, reading these reports, the science is way beyond me, trying to Google terms and just piece things together as best I can. This stuff's just beyond me. I mean, oncology is a highly specialized PhD level profession that I'll never understand fully. Having said that, I have found some people who have broken some stuff down more simply for me, and I'll just shout out to the blog of Andrew Scarborough, who's outlived his glioblastoma tumor by 10 years. And I also want to shout out to Matt's mom, and I'm going to dedicate this live stream to Matt. Matt's mom shared his story with me, had the same tumor as me. So I just want to just give a shout out to Matt on this live stream and his mom, who took it upon herself to give me some really good advice based on real life experience with my type of cancer. And when you realize that my cancer, there's less than 100 cases a year in all of North America, it's really nice that someone who has personal experience in caring for this was able to reach out and get a hold of me. And that never would have happened if people hadn't been sharing my videos. So thank you all for that. Matt's mom, thanks very much. I really appreciate it. We really read your email and we really both took it to heart. So, hi, Gail. Hey, good to see you. Just catching folks up on what's going on in life here. You might have to rewatch the first few minutes. I see your channel's going crazy. I see you so busy raising money for the vets with your chair yoga. That's wonderful. I just think that's great. I just love cheering you on. I love being friends with you on Facebook because I'm always seeing you doing positive stuff. So if anyone's looking for like a seated kind of workout for back pain or whatever, just be sure to check out yoga and chair tai chi with Gail. She's been coming on the live streams and chatting since she's one of my day oneers, I call her. So yeah, so that's where things are at. You know, my wife has been a rock, but this is stressful. This takes a toll on your family when this happens. It does. She's such a champ and she's such a wonderful person. She's been so strong for me. I would say it's hard to know someone from the outside, but I say it just causes her to feel really distracted. And you know, who can blame her when you have so much on your mind? But she's just been wonderful. I really feel like I have a true partner while I'm going through this. And really that's just making all the difference. I just can't imagine going through this with someone who didn't have my back. I just can't imagine what that would be like. So I'm really grateful for you, Lisa, and I love you. So thanks for that. Well, it's great to see so many of you on. We're up to 10 people already. Imagine if I had done a mail blast first. Probably wouldn't be enough room for conversation. Where was my mind going? So since the surgery, I noticed my mind wanders a bit. So if it does, you all just have to dial me back in. So obviously my focus has just been on recovering from the craniotomy, not so much with AFib. I've had a lot of thoughts as I go through this, which again, I'm throwing in the new channel, Big Northern Bear Battles Brain Cancer, because I don't want to confuse the YouTube search. YouTube is like TV. It likes the sci-fi stuff in the sci-fi channel, and it likes the cancer stuff in the health channel and the cooking stuff in the cooking channel. So it's important to keep your content separate when you're a creator and you're trying to grow. So again, so if anyone's been confused seeing the double updates, what I do is I'll post a video on the new channel. I'll go to my community on this channel and I'll put a link. So as many people that might be interested are welcome to hop over to the other channel and watch that video about my cancer vlog. And then of course, you know, all my AFib stuff is still here. I do have some AFib content in mind and that will be coming out. I'm by no means done talking about atrial fibrillation. I have stuff I've been sitting on that I will be releasing. But again, for the time being, my focus is on recovering from the craniotomy and the next step for treating whatever cancer happens to be left in my head. So I have some really interesting news. Saturday in Toronto, I'm going to a VIP event that I didn't think I would be able to go to, but I am now feeling strong enough to attend. And so the artist who does all the music that I introduce on my live streams with, Nefix, and who basically has been the soundtrack for my whole channel with songs like Grateful and Believe. If you've ever watched an AFib show live, go live, you know the music. It's in my intro. So he's doing a VIP event in a small club in Toronto, and I get to go in 2 hours ahead of time and meet him and get autographs and pictures and just share a little bit of my story with him. So, to me, this is a big deal. He's not super famous, but he has about 10 million followers on various social media because his music's really great. As you all know, we all love his music, Grateful, and we all love some of his other songs. They're all very positive messages. They're all about and trying to turn yourself into a better person. And that's why I like his music. Plus, they kind of rock. He kind of does rock. He sounds like Eminem when he raps, and I like that. Only the message is way more important than anything Eminem ever said. So I'm hoping I can capture a little video of meeting him and share it with you all, because he is the soundtrack for my AFib channel. He really is the soundtrack for that. And I feel like, without music, some videos just don't work. A lot of my most popular videos worked because there was a little bit of music in the background. So, see, Oak Manus. Been following your journey as usual. Been quite a while now. Still benefiting from your insight on AFibs. Keto is a great idea. Yeah, the keto diet I'm on has been really working out for me. And I do have, some vegetarians and vegans reach out because they're concerned about it. And so, what I want to say on that is, I very much appreciate your concern. And everybody who has brain cancer, their cancer is different. Their body reacts differently. Okay, so I'm just gonna eating my diet. My blood pressure is perfectly normal. My blood pressure is down to like 122 over 70 now. My morning blood sugar is perfect. I just had cholesterol tests. My cholesterol tests are perfect. So everything you can measure right now has normalized and become perfect on my keto diet. So it is working for me. And I have heard from a couple of people with cancer that are fighting it with a vegan diet. And I have to say, I fully support you in that. I've always said the most important diet is the one where you get off processed food. So if you're off processed food, eating a vegan diet, and you're feeling good, and you're watching your lab reports and they're improving, I mean, you're in your own war, so you pick up the weapons you know how to use and you run with them. And I 100% support you. I am not here for the battle of the diets. Everyone is just making the best decision they can with the tools they have available. I happen just to know a ton about ketogenic dieting. When I was 40, I had a blog where I did keto recipes that was actually quite popular. And I had another blog where I just put random thoughts about training and exercising on a ketogenic diet. So that's partly why I know so much about rehabbing using exercise and training. I mean, it's just what I know. And I always felt that when I was 40, if I had just stayed keto, I would have avoided all these health problems I had later in life, because I just felt so good and healthy at the time. I've never been in better shape in my life than when I spent like 6 months on a zero carb diet and I was just running. I even did a half marathon on a zero carb diet. I never felt better in my whole life. Everything was just running perfect. So, um, yeah, but I mean, I am hitting the literature, and really there's over 250 clinical trials and that somehow involve a ketogenic diet for brain cancer right now. So there's something to it. There's something to it. I talked to the oncologist this morning, like I said, and she asked what medication you're on. I said I'm also doing a keto diet, and she said, "That's great. You do whatever diet you feel best on, but it doesn't influence our treatment recommendations whatsoever." I'm like, that's perfect. That's exactly the answer I want, because if you guys are going to run me through a course of treatment, and I can do a diet on my own with your let's say approval, that I feel also benefits me. I mean, that to me, that's the best of both worlds. I mean, there's no reason to have the health professionals in conflict with, let's say, the natural health point of view that I carry on a lot of topics. Um, so that's my thoughts on that. I mean, I realize the keto diet is a controversial thing for some people. I don't want to make this whole live stream about the keto diet, but you got to understand, for me, it's working really well. And it's partly why I've been recovering as quick as I have, for sure. I mean, I can just imagine what this this hole in my head would have been like if my blood pressure had stayed high after my surgery. Because when I was done surgery, I came home, my blood pressure was like 190 over something, and every time my heart beat, I could feel it squeeze in my head. I was like, no, this has to stop. So really, the keto diet and walking has really licked my blood pressure and really put it down to normal levels. And in return, I'm breathing better, and obviously I can do more, and I'm thinking better. Um, so I've taken on a few side projects at work. I'm actually making some progress there. And so, I mean, it's all signs are that I'm going to make a full recovery from the craniotomy. But I don't know what's going to happen with the cancer treatment yet. So we'll see. I mean, and it's always in my mind that the AFib is there. I never got the ablation. I don't know if I'm going to get the ablation. I don't know what's going to happen with that now. I've got bigger problems. Um, but I still would still like to have the ablation, to be honest, just to get off the last of the medication for this, because I feel like that could only benefit me. So if my new medical team and my old medical team all agree it's safe for me to have the ablation, I'm probably just going to go ahead and get the ablation done. So probably they would need to time it in between any kind of cancer therapies that they might put me on, obviously. So because if I can just put it behind me for good, I mean, I've got a whole other problem to work on now. I'd be happy just to have an ablation and get my AFib cured if at all possible. So I just want to thank the two people who have been moderating my Facebook groups. I know I jump in a lot, so there's quite often nothing for them to do. But just knowing you're there having my back if I just need the day off and just need to relax my mind and not have to jump in and just check on the groups. I mean, I've had the odd little spammer, so that always makes me feel like I got to keep my eye on them. And I really want them to be a nice, good environment for people with AFib to ask each other for support and advice. So I just thank my two moderators in my Facebook groups right now and say I much appreciate the little bit of help you've been giving. Obviously, I'm in there approving posts and that as well. I mean, it's a team at this point. So thank you all. Um, as far as I'm really debating what I'm going to do with content. So a lot of it's going to depend on my treatment plan tomorrow. I'm debating do I mean I really enjoyed doing the Ticker Talks audio podcast because I could just sit and do a 30-minute brain dump into audio and not worrying about video editing. So I'm entertaining something like that for brain cancer. But one thing I noticed is there's a hell of a lot more brain cancer podcasts than there are AFib podcasts. So maybe I'll just reignite Ticker Talks and keep it going. Um, I'm not sure yet what I want to do. I just feel the need to create sometimes. So when I have a need to create, I also feel the need to create in different formats. Sometimes it's video, sometimes it's audio. So just having a way to put them both out into the world really just helps me be the person I need to be. So, well, it's so amazing I can just come on and do a live stream and a bunch of people show up to chat. So I want to thank you all for coming out. I remember the days when I was basically live streaming to myself. So this is great. Um, so I just want to thank you all, and I've gone on quite a while. I've been wandering in my conversation a bit. I'm feeling a little tired now, and I have a big morning ahead. So I promise there'll be an update about my meeting with the oncology team tomorrow. Be sure you're subscribed to my other channel, and it's at B&B Battles Brain Cancer. That's the YouTube handle, or you can just search for Big Northern Bear Battles Brain Cancer. And please subscribe to that because that's where my brain cancer videos will go. So if you, for the most part, so um, I appreciate your support there. Everyone, thank you for tuning in tonight. Thank you for your wonderful comments and your show of support and for following me through this. I really feel like I've had 2,000 people at my back throughout this whole journey so far, and it just means so much to me, and I thank you all for that. And not your next door neighbor, I'll let my wife know you checked in. So okay, everyone, I wish you all a wonderful evening and have a great weekend ahead. There'll be an update after my meeting tomorrow. Take care.